Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Pro Bono Week 2021. And I am super happy to, well, for the introduction of this, what we are going to talk today. It is very important because normally we are talking about Pro Bono, but something that we sometimes don't go to details in which we talk also about maternity and how maternity and pro bono could be something that match in a way in which we can make our world better and we can make the lives of women better. So I'm very, very honored, very pleased of interviewing these two amazing people that they are members from our network, Ikuma SAGA and Andrea Sánchez. Ikuma from Japan and Andrea from Spain. So I will introduce first Andrea. So Andrea, what can you tell us about you and about your job in Spain?
Hello, thank you, Mina, for the invitation of this interview during the Pro Bono Week. I'm very happy to be with Ikuma again, sharing this conversation around Mamabono. And yeah, as a presentation, I am a member of the Global Pro Bono Network. I co-founded Work for Social, which is the first pro bono intermediary in Spain. And it was in 2015, so a little bit of experience around the pro bono movement. And I was also part of the Global Pro Bono team during 2 years. So I'm a pro bono lover and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you, Andrea. And you, Ikuma, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Ikuma. I'm a founder and CEO of Service Gran Japan. And I started this organization in 2005. And so it's about kind of 17 years now. And we have conducted like 1,100 projects so far. And we have now 7,500 pro bono workers with us. And so, and the Mamabono is one of the really characteristic program for us, and we started that in 2013. And but in the beginning, the program is very small, but now we have like 15 projects per year with approximately 80-90 Mamabono workers. And maybe I will touch that later again, but the beauty of the Mamabono is the beneficiaries' reaction, actually. I mean, all the beneficiaries are very highly satisfied with the project and deliverable that was done by Mamabono. And I would say even more, much better, I would say, a reaction from the normal pro bono workers. So it's really powerful, and so, and also it is also good for the pro bono workers, Mamabono as well. So okay, and I'm really excited to talk with you too about the possibility of Mamabono and the current situation of Mamabono. And so nice to talk with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kuma. And for the people that are joining us and that they don't know what is Mamabono, well, let me tell you that around the world, in more than 120 countries, they provide some kind of paid maternity leave. So there are some kind of benefits that all the countries give them. Most of the industrialized countries, they have it. It's a surprise, but well, we know that the US, they don't have it. New Zealand, they don't have it. And Australia, there are 3 big countries that they don't have this kind of program, maternity leave. But Japan, Spain, Mexico, from where I am, it is a countries in which we have this maternity leave. So there is a problematic during this time in which you go out, of course, you're having this period of maternity leave that is amazing because it is to concentrate in your baby, being out of work and having this kind of period to recuperate and to be with your baby. But then women have to come back to their jobs. So what is the situation that you identify, Kuma, that was happening in Japan when women were taking this maternity leave and then they have to come back to work?
Yeah. There are actually 2 types of problems. The first problem is well, approximately 50% of women don't take maternity leave. They just quit their job when they have children. So they kind of leave the workplace and just concentrate on the child rearing. And so they have a little bit, when you think about the career building, women has a bit of kind of a disadvantage situation, I think. And also, approximately 30% of women take maternity leave. 30% of women take maternity leave. And approximately 80% of them have a lot of anxiety when they think about coming back to their job. Maybe they are worried about their colleagues. They can't work much harder than before, less harder than before. And also they are really worried about how they can share their household job with their husband. And they have a lot of anxiety about that. So that is another problem. And also I really quite often hear the Mamabono workers. I mean, how can I say? They are really smart and very intelligent women, but even they are really worried about, oh, I kind of forgot my job, or forget how can manage the job, or things like that. So I wanted them to have much confidence and to go back to their job. They can do very good job in their job. And so Mamabono is a great training tool for them to have a confidence, and also to have an eye outside their home, outside the work, to the society and the situation of society, and they can give some power to them. And so, yeah, well, I said too many things in one speech, but there are so many aspects of Mamabono and can do for society, and also can do for the those who are having a maternity leave, or those who are having left from the job, or yeah. So
how long is a normal period of maternity leave in Japan, Ikuma? How long is it normally?
Yeah. Usually it's approximately one year, and it depends on the person. It can be shorter, but it can be longer, like 2 years or 3 years. So yeah.
Okay. So
okay. As a kind of paid duration, it's like 1 year and a half. That is a paid duration, I think. Yeah. And
then I assume they can ask for a longer period, but that the period will not be paid, right? Probably yes. They will just keep their job. That then they can come back. Okay.
That's right.
Excellent, Ikuma. Thank you so much. And now we have Andrea. And Andrea, you have two beautiful girls. So I don't know if you have had the opportunity to be in maternity leave, because, well, you have your own organization. And what is why you have been so interested in this program?
Well, when my first daughter was born, it was in 2014. And I actually participated in a program for women, for mothers, related to entrepreneurship. And after that, I came back to work, and then I decided to become an entrepreneur. So I could see that this kind of program had an impact in my life. And when I heard of Mamabono, thanks to the Global Bono Network, and I met Ikuma in Paris in 2016, I fell in love immediately to this program, and I knew that I wanted to do it in Spain because, I suffer what you mentioned, Ikuma, about anxiety of coming back to work, and I could see in my colleagues in that program and in other people I knew all these problems related to all these problematics and gender inequality after becoming a mother. So I thought that Mamabono could be a good program to make this problem more, to gain visibility to this problem in Spain, and to help women that want to also to contribute to their community, to the society. And yeah, well, the problematic in Spain is a bit different because our maternity leave is shorter. It's around 4 months. But a lot of women also decide to take their own maternity, unpaid maternity leave, so they can extend it a little bit longer. But the thing is that when they go back to work, most of them they reduce their full-time job for part-time jobs, whereas fathers, it's like 1% of fathers reduce their job. So the gender inequality after becoming a mother is quite huge in the labor market in Spain. And I think that, yeah, these kind of programs make people to understand what the situation is, and that we have to talk about it and to try to reduce that gap between women and men after becoming parents. And yeah.
You have said something so interesting, Andrea, because it is also about gender equality, as you mentioned. The opportunity of Mamabono is that during the period in which a woman is having this maternity leave, she has the possibility to participate in a pro bono program with other moms to do an intervention to a social organization during a X period of time. So that helped them like to continue having other kind of conversations, right? Instead of, well, the recent conversations about babies and about being taking care of a baby, now they have the opportunity to start having conversations around business or around the problematic that is an organization is having, and look at it in different eyes, with an eyes of a strategy, and in a very, very nice environment in which other moms are participating. So you can have your baby there. It is not going to be something in which you have to be worried about where I'm going to leave my baby, because they are all in the same situation. And at the end, I think there are two amazing things, that they can have this possibility of having a different conversation now, like is about this kind of organization. They are using that time to help others, but at the same time, this is giving them confidence so that they can come back to their jobs, being like active in some way, right? Being like with having this kind of confidence in this work that they were doing during this period of time. There's a report that is the maternity protection at work that I was checking, and it says that, not because we're talking about Japan, we're talking about Spain, but actually in all parts of the world, working women who become pregnant are faced with the threat of job loss and suspended earnings and increase of health risk. So it is something that, of course, there is this thing of, well, I'm going to be able to continue doing my job. It is something that is going to be there for me. So it is a lot of insecurity. You were mentioning, Ikuma, how stressed are women, and you know it because you have been doing research about that. Can you tell us a little bit more about this research and what are the things and the findings that you have heard from women?
Yeah, well, basically, sorry, maybe I can answer quite well. I'm not sure, but let me see. According to the research, like 80% of women show their anxiety when they go back to their job, and they said that there are so many elements of the anxiety actually. And first is the understanding by the workplaces. So, for example, up to before getting married, before giving child to giving birth to child, they have been working kind of quite a lot of time. And as you know, Japan is very kind of notorious for long time working and working too much time. And Japan, so people are kind of competing with how much time they worked. Maybe it is getting to be a little bit stereotype now, but still they work too much. So but after you have kids and you can't work too much time. So so that means the colleague are looking at you that you can't work so much. So many jobs are kind of passed to the colleagues, and they can't take much work with her. So that's one thing. And am I answering your question? Sorry, I mean.
Yeah. What are those findings? Yes, of course, that they feel this insecurity. And I have heard, I mean, I don't have kids, but Andrea can give us a little bit of light on that. But I have heard a lot of women that when they get pregnant and they have their kids and everything, they feel that their focus is different. And that it is like a period of time that needs some kind of adjustment, and that is normal. And at the end, was having this kind of possibilities of participating in a Mamabono program, which gives them like these tools. They are, what I think it is that they have this kind of group in which all of them are in the same situation, and they can in some way support each other, right? Because I know what is going on. At the end, if these women come back to work at your work, you are guys that are men, it's going to be difficult that they can have like this kind of empathy that is necessary, because it is really necessary. But they are the ones that if you have more women that they are like having these kind of groups in which they are supporting each other, I think that is something that is really, really useful. But at the same time, it is a very important responsibility from the companies and from their employees to see like, okay, I know this is something that is going to happen. I know now that it's going to be this stressful. I know now that I need you. You are a very valuable person. How can we both collaborate together so that we make this period of time in which you are going to have this adjustment, something that is working for us, for you as a mom and for us as a company. So what kind of things can you share with us about what you have been finding of these companies or these places in which they are working now?
Yeah, well, it gradually, but the situation is changing. But still, like we have a kind of paternity leave also is promoted by the government, and also big company is promoting that. But still, the advantage duration of the paternity leave is only 1 week or 2 weeks, quite very short. And so, there is a lot of inequality between the men and women. And also, again, Japanese men are really notorious for not doing their household job, and they are not sharing the job with women. And so, yeah, I mean, things are really slow, and it doesn't change very much for a long time. Even for the pro bono workers that joined in Mamabono program, they cannot share so much household job with men, and yeah, that's I think it's kind of structural problem, I think. But still, the thing that a little bit changing, maybe partly because of the lockdown and husband in house, and they are kind of inevitably do some their work and in their house, and also they have to share some household work, and so.
But it's interesting the interest that you have been seeing in Japan, and that this is increasing. What we know is that worldwide, even the programs in which you have paternity leave, sometimes and most of the time it's voluntary. So the dad, he can take it or not. And surprisingly is that more than 90% decide not to take it, even if they have it. So that is terrible. So in your case, Andrea, what is what you have been finding, and how open is right now society like to give this kind of support to women that they are in maternity leave, or at least to focus and be conscious of this kind of situation?
Yeah, well, since the maternity leave is so short for women, it's like there are no more support than this paid maternity leave, because they don't have time to do other things. And actually, most of the participants in our Mamabono program, they didn't have very small babies, but let's say from 6 months old and older, because it is really, really difficult for a mother to do different things apart from being with their baby. But yeah, I was thinking about the paternity leave now. In Spain, it's similar to women, so it's still 4 months, and so they are both equal. But the truth is that it doesn't translate into more equality. Well, so far, because this is quite brand new. But still, I think what it will happen is the same thing, that women will go back to work with their part-time job, and men, after having had their 4 months paternity leave, they will go back to their full-time job, because otherwise it would be considered very weird for a man to have their time reduced at work. So, well, things, as you say, Ikuma, things are changing little by little, and let's see what the impact is in the near future. And it's funny also what you are mentioning, Mina, about the fact of the mothers participant in Mamabono, the fact of being with other women in their same situation, because it is true that they experience kind of this sisterhood and this kind of approach with other women, and they kind of become friends in a very short period of time. They kind of become close friends, which is very, I find one of the most beautiful impacts of the program, that they become friends and they have other close people to be in support. And some people asked us if some fathers could join Mamabono, but the truth is that no one was interested. No, even one man was interested in joining this. But yeah, what would have happened if we put one man in this community of women? Would have changed? I don't know. What do you think?
That is really interesting, because we have right now, well, we are all responsible leaders from the BMW Foundation, and there's a group that is the Gender Alliance, in which Andrea has been participating sometimes, and there's a responsible leader that actually he wrote an article about his paternity leave and how he was taking it, and how surprised he was of the reaction of people when he was taking it. And it is interesting, because little by little we have been finding, like, probably one between, like, a lot that they are like, okay, I will participate in this kind of programs, right? It is not often, but it's something that is little by little happening a little more and more and more. So what do you think is the responsibility right now with your founders? Because, well, you have been implementing this program in Ikuma, you have been implementing this program, Andrea. What has been like the message or the interest in your founders, the one that they are supporting these kind of programs to be implemented, why they want to participate, and why they have this focus on helping these kind of programs to be implemented?
Okay, can I go to people can really associate Mamabono with a kind of gender equality issue, but actually I'm not a kind of a gender professional or feminist or things like that. Of course I follow them, but I'm not specialized in that. And actually, the reason why I started Mamabono is actually as a pro bono designer, the motivation actually, because we made a research for the non-profit beneficiary organizations about their needs for the pro bono. And one interesting finding was actually they want pro bono projects like a meeting with the pro bono workers in the daytime, in the like Monday to Friday. They don't want to have a meeting in night time or Sunday, Saturday. And in Japan, maybe it depends on the culture, but and also in Japan, we gather various pro bono workers outside corporate, like as just an individual. So they are off the job. And so so most of the pro bono workers do their pro bono work in after they finish the job or in Saturdays or Sunday. And so that is a kind of a problem. There's mismatch of the time. And non-profit organization wants to get the pro bono work in the daytime. And so I look around this kind of a social resources in the society, and who can work in daytime, who can give their time for non-profit organization and with a lot of intelligence. And then one of the answer is Mamabono. Of course, there can be senior people as well, but also the Mamabono is a great, untouched resources in society. And of course, they have also the motivation to join that. So, yeah, we especially this is a talk in the pro bono week, and we should, I'm not, maybe we should combine the problem of the gender equality issue and also utilizing community resources to the society. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to touch the point. Yeah.
Thank you, Ikuma. And in your case, Andrea, what interests have you seen that they have like founders to make this happen, to invest in this kind of program? Because then the problem sometimes with the pro bono programs is that they are really, really interesting, but someone needs to pay for them. Who are interested or have been interested in this kind of program?
Well, of course, our motivation was born also in pro bono. After doing pro bono with corporations, we started in 2018 to do pro bono with students, and we could see the impact on their careers, how pro bono could help students to make their CVs more attractive to corporations, and also to give them the opportunity to put their knowledge into practice with something real at the same time they have an impact in their community. And we saw the power in the students in their CVs, and we say, and then we thought, well, pro bono is a good tool for all these moments in your professional career that you can be more vulnerable for the labor market. And another vulnerable moment in the professional career of women in this case is when you become mother. And here we have Mamabono. But we are still thinking about other moments in the professional career where pro bono can be a tool for those professionals that want to make a change in their career, or that maybe they are in retirement, they want to, but they still want to give back to society their skills. So we are still thinking about more possibilities about how pro bono can help the volunteers that give their skills to the nonprofits, because of course pro bono is here because the nonprofits need these skills. So this is the real the first problem, right? But at the same time, it's well, as you know, a win-win-win situation here, and I think these conversations help a lot, and also Pro Bono Week to think about how deep pro bono can go to help professionals.
And I think being us from 3 different continents, I think it is a very interesting conversation of how we can make these kind of things happen. Because talking about the program, the pro bono program, Ikuma developed it for Japan, but that is a very, very good base, like in your case, that you make the adaptation to implement it in Spain. So that means that there is something that it can be also implemented in some other countries. There are differences, of course, in the periods of time in which a mom can be in maternity leave, but at the end, what is important is that the program exists. It exists in more than 120 continents. And we have companies and corporates and different kind of places in which people work in all these 120 countries. So this is a situation that is happening, and it has to be also with productivity at the end. There is like a win-win situation that you were mentioning, right? If you have a woman that is coming with more like these inputs and this security because she has been doing this activity and is not feeling like it's like my first day at job and let me see what I have to do now, it is something that is very, very different. And this can help in the productivity, right, of the, not just all of the companies, of the countries.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Can I ask? First, I'm sorry. My English is too bad today, but in the previous question, I reached in the halfway. I'd say. I mean, you asked me how founders think about it. Yeah, and actually, but the answer was actually there, actually, because our Mamabono program is well, not free, but partly supported by the government program, and I mean, we combine the Mamabono pro bono workers and a program that is supporting the local neighborhood organizations or grassroots organization in Tokyo or in Osaka area, and many local organizations are like operated by elderly people or women in the society, and their active time is always a daytime, and so there's the Mamabono and the local neighborhood organization is very good match, actually. So so the helping those organizations is actually is matching the purpose of the government as well, because the government is promoting the grassroots organization to help each other. The residents can help with each other, and so that it is relieving the social pressure for the as you know, Japan is experiencing a very high aging society, and our social security system cannot fully cover the future society. So the people people should help with each other is a very key for our society to have sustainability. So that is a problem. So the government is promoting the local organizations, and the Mamabono is giving a great power to them. And so that is our case. So actually, we also have a lot of kind of sales to the corporation, but it didn't work very well for us. Corporation don't pay for us, and yeah, they always say that well, the women who is taking maternity leave is out. I mean, they are taking a leave, so they cannot give any trainings, or they cannot do. It is really difficult to kind of manage them. So so our sales pitch for the corporation is not working very well. But anyway, I mean, to spread the Mamabono, there can be some type of market or some type of system or the balance between some social sectors, like government sectors or private sector corporations, or maybe the schools. Or I'm not sure, but it doesn't have to be cooperation, I think. So, and also in Japan, we have been hearing that gradually more and more private companies are offering training program, paid training program for women's who is making kind of preparation for getting back to their job. Some of them are really, really pricey, and well, I can't believe that, how to pay that much money, but it can be kind of a business, and getting a kind of there's the market is kind of made now. So I'm not sure it is a good idea to penetrate in that kind of market, but there's also a kind of trend there. So so not only the philanthropic approach, but also like training approach, or from communities needs, or
other opportunities, no?
Some opportunity. Yeah, we can find some. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was your experience, Andrea? Was the government funding this kind of program? Is the government interested, or it was more the private sector?
It was a private grant that support sorry, that supported us our first program. But yeah, I really like this idea of this paid training approach, because this is something that we are thinking about for our students program as well. Because the more we do it, the more we realize that this is a training for them. Actually, they are acquiring an experience and a practical experience, a practical training. It's not only volunteering experience, which it is as well, but most of them told us that they have learned more in this experience than in the university. Actually, it's a bit crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm asking these questions because it will be amazing, like if we can thinking something that we can implement, you know, like across the, not just in our countries, but that we can probably do like some kind of a collaboration or some kind of work together to design our own programs. And there are countries in Mexico, for example, and most of the Latin America, in which the government has their programs, but they don't give more money to this kind of programs. They already have one. It has a cost, of course, also for the company, so they match the amount of money. And women can have, in the case of Mexico, 84 days of maternity leave. They can choose if they have 42 before or 42 at the end. But sometimes, most of the time, when they decide to work until the last day and then take all of them together. It depends also that the company that is employing them, that they accept that. But it is something that it is very much related also to public policy, the way I see it, because honestly, it should be something that is it is so important that it must be something that is in the package, you know. You are having this maternity leave, you are coming back. So that means that we need to have this training space in which we give you the opportunity like to fit and come back in a way in which you are going to be feeling better and the stress is not going to be there and everybody is going to win. The baby, the company, the mom, everyone. So I think it is interesting to see that there are some places in which I imagine this kind of program in Mexico with the government, but more related to some kind of work, pro bono work before, talking about how we can change this kind of public policies in which we said that this is worth it, you know, you need to invest in this kind of thing so that you can have a better maternity leave. It's interesting to have the paternity leave, but at the end it's a full package, having the maternity leave and all this kind of issues. So yeah, how you think about and what you imagine that it could happen. We have a network in which we have intermediaries all around the world. So Ikuma, probably you have already thought like how does it looks for your eyes, like a Mamabono all around the world? How do you think it will work?
Yeah, well, yeah, as you said, Mina, we have a network and about 50 or more than 50 organizations, which is specialized in pro bono and around the world. And well, yeah, this is very realistic first step, but maybe we can make kind of basic research about like even the maternity leave is always different in each countries, and the situation around the women is also quite different. So maybe we can make kind of landscape research around the world and look at the possibility of what is the next step, and that is the first step. And also, well, again, it's a matter of collectiveness, maybe. Of course, I'm really thankful to Andrea. You studied Mamabono in Spain, but also we think about like 5 countries is doing Mamabono. It's quite powerful, I think, much powerful. And maybe 10 countries is doing Mamabono. It's very, very powerful, I think. So, I mean, even 1 or 2 projects is okay, but 10 countries, 2 projects, 20 projects around the world, and then we can make some kind of researches. Maybe 5 people in 1 country, 1 team, so like 20 project, it makes 100 women around the world. And maybe we do kind of a research before and after, and checking some numbers, or how satisfied or how confident or how positive about thinking their work, and we can visualize the power of Mamabono, and that is the way we can make a step, I think. So what do you think?
Yeah, interesting, Andrea.
That would be great.
Yeah, actually, while you were talking about it, I was thinking, well, this seems to be something that there are organizations like in the case, I don't know if you have heard about ProMujer, but ProMujer is an organization that is like in different countries, and they give these credits to women, and they are very much related to health and supporting different kind of programs. And what you are saying is that if we find like the ways in which we have these platforms in which someone is interested in investing and doing this kind of program in different countries, it will be something interesting. And you already have, like with what you have been doing in Japan, what you have been doing in Spain, and like the cases, the business cases in which you can say like this work like this. These are the testimonies. This has been the investigation that we have been doing about this kind of situation with women. This is the kind of impact. I think we have right now like a lot of issues, a lot of incomes in which we can say that, well, we have this data. So I would like to know a little bit more, Ikuma, what do we have right now? Because I think it is not just like talking about ProMujer. We have funds, and they are funds of women, that is women investing in women. At the beginning, it would be great that we can go to the governments and the government support us. But I think it is going to be more about something that is in solidarity, like try to find like the ones that they are having this kind of solidarity with women in this kind of situation, that they can be like a platform in which we can say like, okay, this is what we are doing, this is what we want to do, and make like a proposal. What I'm thinking is like, why don't we make a proposal like to this kind of funds, and see what it happens and how we can have this kind of resonation. So what is the kind of things, Ikuma, that you can share that it might be interesting for them? What do we have right now that you have this experience, because you have been implementing since 2013? Mamabono is going to be soon, it's 8 years, no? Right now it's 8 years.
Yeah, well, what we do have, of course, in Japan, we like kind of alumni of the Mamabono are there. I think it's about more than 600 people, 600 alumni there. So some of them are like they experienced Mamabono 5 years ago or things like that. So we can make some, again, researches for them and looking back the 5 years ago and then visualize the outcome of Mamabono maybe. And so we have like 600 ex workers of Mamabono as well. And also what we can provide is maybe the program, like we share with Andrea, but the program is like how we start with, like we start with orientation and then the kickoff and things like that. And so maybe we have some kind of document and templates or things like that. So of course there needs to be translation work, but still basic structure is there. So we can share that. And yeah, I mean, we have kind of a common words of pro bono. So
yeah. What I'm hearing here is that we have like this kind of experience that is possible, like to take it out, and it will be great, like to have the most recent information about that Ikuma, and it would make sense to have like a task force that is like focusing in Mamabono and seeing how, so that it is not just, you know, Japan Grant doing this, Service Grant doing this. It is also like a grouping which, well, how we can make this happen, because I think it will make sense to some allies that will be very, very interested, but we need like to approach them and say like, okay, we are a network with all these organizations all around, and it is possible for us to implement a program like this in different areas. So, and I think it is an amazing opportunity to start doing this and spread it. I mean, at the end, what's important is that this kind of program can be useful for women all around the world, right?
Maybe we should look for the grants, or maybe maybe you can give us some possible candidate the grants, and also maybe we can make some crowdfunding maybe. So I don't know. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, yes. Right,
yeah.
Andrea?
We actually thought about it, but then the pandemic came and we didn't go on. But our idea was to start a crowdfunding.
I think it is a good moment, this pandemic, what we are in right now. We don't know if we are going to go back to lockdowns now that we have a winter close. But what is important is that it is a time in which we can do all this researching and all this, like collecting the information and seeing how it works and what are the kind of instruments or what kind of platforms that we can use, like to say like where can this happen, no? Because I understand also that is a challenge also to have a Mamabono program running when the mom is in house with all the children, right? So it is something like kind of complicated, but at the end it is things that they will little by little start coming back. And it doesn't matter that you are online and you are not coming back to an office. At the end, you are coming back to activities, and you are coming back to have these kind of conversations, and you are coming back to speech by yourself and take yourself out there in meetings, in job, and having this kind of security to doing your job and acquiring new skills too. I'm pretty sure you must learn things from others working in these Mamabono programs, and having this community that you were mentioning, Andrea, of sisterhood. Well, I think that is like a world, should be like meaning the world for women that they are having babies, and probably they don't even have like an environment in which other women are having the same situation, right? Okay, well, it has been amazing having these conversations with you too. So it will be great, like to have like to close this session, like with your thoughts. And how do you leave this session? What do you think, and what are your thoughts related to the opportunities and what you see for Mamabono? So who wants to start? Ikuma.
Okay, yeah. yeah, as Mina said that yeah, because of the pandemic, how can I say, I have been looking around the possibility, but still couldn't start new move so far. But today it was kind of very inspiring for me and to start something new, because yeah, I mean, we haven't made much change. Of course, we added the number of the projects since last year or since 2 years ago, but we haven't made much change or innovation for 1 or 2 years. But well, I think this is kind of how can I say, a warming up period, and so now yeah, you gave me a great stimulation, and so yeah, I feel like starting thinking about something new and something expanding this good idea and spreading this message to the other parts of the world. And so yeah, thank you, Mina, for hosting, and thank you, Andrea, to be with me, and let's share and let's keep in touch and thinking much more possibility about this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ikuma. Well, I also want to thank you, Mina, to coordinate this this conversation. It has been very interesting for me, and it has given me also a lot of inspiration and kind of power to continue the program in Spain. And I will be very happy to be in a task force with you to do a research on what kind of grants can help us to spread the Mamabono in other regions, and let's talk about it with more intermediaries or other partners.
Yeah, of course. So we will set a time and we will share that with others. So if they want to join our conversation, but I think this is the beginning of an exploration of how we can do it, right? So there are all the elements, we have everything there. So it is just a thing of putting it together and going out and seeing how we can make it happen. Okay.
And of course, thank you, Ikuma. That is always very nice to discuss with you about Mamabono.
Yeah, I have to thank you both. Thank you very much, Ikuma, and thank you very much, Andrea, that you are always like saying like, yes, let's just share what we are doing. So you have been so kind. And I'm pretty sure this is going to a path that is coming to some place. You have not dropped the ball. So of course it has to continue moving. So thank you so much for being with us. And well, probably this is going to be something interesting coming out from this Pro Bono week.
Yeah,
so
sure.
we invite the people that are seeing this video to continue checking the videos of the different kind of sessions that we have during Pro Bono week 2021. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.